my 5 tips on how to stay productive during quarantine. If you see me looking down, it's because I do have a list of the things that I wanted to talk about so I can stay on track. So my first tip is to get some rest, and I would say honestly getting about 8 hours of sleep is really good. I know that there's some people who are able to, run off of 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. But honestly, it's not healthy, guys. So what I would say is to always try to get 8 hours of sleep. But when you're getting 8 hours of sleep, it is better to get 8 hours earlier than later. So what I mean by that is going to sleep like at 12 o'clock and waking up at 8 o'clock or even 8:30 versus going to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning and not waking up at noon. So once I realized my sleeping schedule was extremely messed up, the thing that helped me get it back on track was using the bedtime feature of the clock app. So it's on all the Apple iPhones. I'm sure there's like an Android version of it. I'm just not sure because I have an iPhone. So when you go in, you get to select the time that you go to sleep as well as the time that you wake up. So the cool thing about it is that you get to set the time that you go to bed and this time that you wake up. When it gets to your bedtime, for example, just using me, when it gets to midnight, my phone goes into do not disturb mode. But the cool thing about it is that even though it goes into do not disturb mode, it blocks your notifications from coming through. So what that means, it's like, you know how when you put your phone on do not disturb and you turn on your screen, you can still see the notification. With the bedtime feature, it's not like that. So it blocks your notifications from coming in. So I like to sleep with music on, and I have a sleep timer, but sometimes, I just don't like the song playing, so I'll skip it. And when I turn on my screen to skip it, I can't see any of my notifications unless I unlock my phone and actually go to the notification bar of my phone, which is really cool because I'm not tempted to text anybody back or to check any of my social medias. And then when it's time to wake up, you get to choose out of, I believe it's like six alarm sounds, but it's not like the typical alarm that like that beeping alarm. It's very soft, it's very mellow, but it's loud enough to wake you up. So what I like to do is when I wake up, I give myself 1 hour without my phone. I don't reply to text messages unless it's important. I don't look at my emails yet, and I don't get on my social media. During that hour, what I do is I go and brush my teeth, I shower, I interact with my family members, see how they slept, see what they're doing or what they're going to be up to for the day. Typically when I wake up and I've gone through the motions of getting ready for the day, I find that I already have stuff to do or my mom has stuff for me to do. And once you get into the habit, or at least once you give yourself 1 hour, you'll notice that once that hour is done, you're not like, oh my god, I need to get on social media. If you really think about it, when you go straight to social media when you wake up, you're already checking to see how people are living their life, starting their day, versus, before you've even started your day. And so it's kind of like, you don't want to get stuck in that habit because it's an extremely bad habit and it's a hard habit to break. But when you've broken that habit, you'll realize that what other people are doing, it doesn't really matter, especially during this time when we're all in quarantine. So it's like we're all stuck here. Nobody's doing anything special. Nobody's doing anything really exciting. So why focus on that? Focus on yourself. Use this time to, I don't want to say better yourself, but to focus on yourself, to practice self-love, self-care, and things like that, because this is the time where you don't really have any outside people influencing you or judging you because they're stuck at home just like you. So moving on to tip number 3. This is honestly my most important tip, and if there's any tip that you take away from this video, it would be tip number 3, and that is to make a to-do list. And I know that can be hard for some, and I definitely struggle with trying to make daily to-do lists, but just as long as you're at least trying, that's better than not trying at all. So what a to-do list does is it makes you think like, okay, what can I do to fill my time during the day? It doesn't have to be anything major. I really like to do to-do lists because when I wake up, I'm kind of like, okay, like what am I gonna do today? I honestly don't really have much to look forward to the next day because I know that I'm here all day, my family's here all day, my friends are at their houses all day. Everybody's stuck inside. So it's kind of like a to-do list gives me something to look forward to. I definitely recommend doing to-do lists, because even like say you play games all day, like video games, on your to-do list you can be like, hey, I'm gonna play my video games for 2 hours today, and then after that I'm gonna have lunch. And you know, there you go, like you already know what you're gonna do today. So my tip number 4 is to pick up a new hobby, or even pick up an old hobby that you didn't have. So for a lot of people, the reason why they don't focus on their hobbies, or they don't start a new hobby or continue on with their old hobbies, is because they lack time. And I agree with that completely. Before my university switched over to online classes, for the rest of the semester, I was a full-time student as well as a part-time employee. So for me, my days look like I would go to school all day, the next day I would go to work. School, work, just because of the way my schedule is. I had all my classes on one day, and then I would work the other day. So it is very time consuming, draining, because during your free time, you know, when I wasn't at school or when I wasn't at work, I was working on my online classes, or I was studying and stuff. So, you know, honestly, it's very hard to find time when you're just so tired from working or from school or doing your schoolwork and stuff. So this is the perfect time to, you know, pick up that hobby, or to start that thing that you were saying, oh, I don't have the time, maybe if I had more time. So if there's anything you've been putting off due to a lack of time, then why not start now, you know? We're all home, we're all bored out of our minds, we're all worried about what's gonna happen. Why not just start now? Because in reality, there's never the perfect time to do anything. If you think of it like that, like, oh, hey, I need to wait for the perfect time, then you're always going to find a reason to not do it. Whether it's time, resources, you know, or if you're afraid of what other people are going to say. Don't be, you know, like, who, at the end of the day, who honestly cares? So for tip number 5, it's kind of like a two-parter. You know, I didn't want to add a 6th one because I didn't want the title to be like, oh, 6 tips to being productive. So, you know, we just did 5, but just think about like 5A, 5B type of thing. So first, I would like to say, get dressed. And I don't mean like, you know, put on a full outfit. Don't put on jeans if you don't want to put on jeans, but try to change out of your pajamas. I know me and my mom joke about it all the time, saying that we have our daytime pajamas and our nighttime pajamas, because, you know, that's what we wear all day. It's honestly, it's so much harder to be productive when you're in clothes that are too comfy, such as, you know, the pajamas that you slept in. So just going through the motions of changing what you're wearing, and you know, putting yourself in a place that you're not tempted to lay down. Like, so if you want to set your kitchen table, or if you have a desk, you know, change your clothes, get dressed, and go sit there and work on whatever it is that you're working on. And you'll be surprised how much you're able to get done when you're not tempted to go lay down, when you're not tempted to go take a nap. But yeah, guys, those are my 5 tips on how to stay productive when you are at home. And I hope everybody, you know, everybody's able to take at least one tip away with them and, you know, try it. And if you don't want to try all 5 tips in one day, then you definitely don't have to. But I would recommend trying at least one tip and giving it one day and seeing how it is, like how you like it, if it helped you at all, if it didn't help you. I mean, because not, in reality, these 5 tips aren't going to help every single person, but it has helped me. And if you are looking for tips to staying productive, then, you know, just give one of these a try. They're very easy to incorporate into your day, and yeah, I hope you like it. So if you tried any of these tips, definitely comment down below, and, you know, let me know if any of them worked for you, or if they didn't work for you, or share some of your tips, because I'm always looking for tips on how to stay productive or how to stay motivated. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like. If you don't want to, you definitely don't have to. No hard feelings. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!